A few years ago, Tampa was the kind of place you'd visit for a weekend. You'd hit the beach, you'd catch a game, maybe cruise down Bayshore and think, yeah, this is nice, but
something's changed.
Lately, the city's been moving with a different kind of energy. The cranes aren't slowing down. Neighborhoods you've never even heard of 5 years ago are exploding with life. And people from all over the world, not just Florida, are starting to say, Tampa, that's where it's happening. It's not hype, it's real. And over the next 10 years, this place is gonna evolve in ways that most folks, they're not even thinking about yet. So if you've been watching Tampa from the sidelines, or maybe wondering if all this momentum is actually going somewhere, you're gonna wanna see what's coming next. If you haven't been to Tampa in a while, you might not even recognize it. I mean, 10 years ago, there were parts of the city where you drive through and think, cool, maybe I'll stop for gas and, just kind of keep it moving. Well, fast forward to today, that same street probably has a rooftop bar, a boutique hotel, and a 12-month wait list for the hottest new restaurant. No joke. And here's the wild part. We're still just getting started. What's happening here isn't random. It's not just sunshine and good luck. There's a strategy behind this momentum, and a big part of it's being fueled by who's coming here and why. Because the story of Tampa's future, it actually starts with the people choosing to make this city their home, from all the way across the country and all the way across the world. So let's dig into that migration wave that's leading Tampa's population boom, because trust me, it's a lot bigger and more global than most people realize. So here's something interesting I noticed. We're not just getting folks from New York, Chicago, or Atlanta anymore. That was the first wave. Now, we've gone global. We're seeing buyers from Toronto, investors from Bogota, families relocating from Europe, and remote workers who, well, they could live anywhere, but they're choosing Tampa. And it's not just for the weather, it's lifestyle, affordability, connectivity, and yes, that undeniable it factor that the city's starting to build. So why does this matter? Because when international interest shows up, that's usually the early signal that a city, it's on the rise. These folks, they do their homework. They're looking for long-term stability, business potential, quality of life. In Tampa, it's checking a lot of those boxes. And this surge, well, it's not just showing up in headlines, it's showing up in neighborhoods. Go ahead and look at areas like West Shore Marina District, downtown Channelside, or even Seminole Heights. You'll see cultures blending, businesses catering to global tastes, and a whole new level of diversity shaping the way Tampa looks and feels. And let's not forget about infrastructure that's catching up to support this growth. Got direct flights to Europe and Latin America. They're expanding. You got international schools that are growing, and with more international companies setting up shop here and global investors eyeing Tampa's potential, this city's starting to pop up on radars far beyond the US. Whether you're a local or just discovering the city, here's the bottom line. Tampa's becoming a global magnet. And when global energy moves in, local opportunity blows up. People are coming here in record numbers, and it makes you wonder what's keeping them here. It can't just be the beach living and the new sparkling luxury condo scene. I bet you innovation, our startup boom, and the underrated tech scene might have something to do with it. But before I jump into that with you, if you're new here and new to me, I'm Morejon with Tampa, Florida Living, and there is no one with boots on the ground like my team, bringing you all the insights on what's happening in Tampa and giving you those deep dives on neighborhoods or where you can live quite like we do. So if you're moving across the country or just across town, our information is right there on the screen. We want you to reach out to us, and we want to be your local Tampa real estate team of choice. Way back when Channelside was mostly dust and broken promises, nobody was saying, you know what this place really needs? A cybersecurity accelerator. But here we are today in a brick building right off Whiting Street. There's a founder in a hoodie talking exit strategy with someone from Google on a whiteboard that used to hang in a law office. 3 blocks down, Embark Collective, it's packed. And not with dreamers, those are cheap, but with builders, people making real things that solve real problems and choosing to stay rooted right here. Tampa's not trying to be the next Silicon Valley. It's not chasing headlines or hype. It's building something different, something grittier, more patient, more grounded in real life. CyberTechX is turning out talent that ends up on the Pentagon radars. USF's tech pipeline, it's legit. There are founders living in Forest Hills who built their first prototypes off grants from labs on Fowler. And these aren't just fresh grads in hoodies. These are mid-career pros walking away from Raytheon, Citi, and even defense gigs, choosing to build new companies without ever leaving the 813. This is what a real innovation economy looks like. It's not loud, but it's moving fast. And the momentum's everywhere. At Water Street, you've got sleek new spaces for startups and satellite offices. Over near the Heights, you might find fintech founders working out of lofts above coffee shops. Even Ybor is getting in on the action with creative studios and next-gen co-working hubs. And if you want to feel that shift, go to Sparkman's Wharf on a Thursday afternoon. No game, no festival, just a normal day. You'll hear 3 languages walking from Jenny's Ice Cream to the beer garden. Past 2 guys editing a pitch deck on an iPad, then spot a woman in a founder vest whispering on the phone, "We close next week. I'll send the wiring instructions tonight." This isn't future potential. This is present tense Tampa. And here's the kicker. These folks aren't just coming for tax breaks. They're coming because for the first time, the talent, the capital, the culture, and the lifestyle are all in one place. So if you're betting on the next wave of breakout cities, don't sleep on this one. Tampa's building a real economy, one that solves problems, hires locally, and actually sticks around. If I've got you glued in right now, do me a favor, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Then let me know down in the comments, what neighborhood do you think is on deck for the next breakout? Because now that we've talked about who's moving here and what's being built, let's look at where it's all going down. Comeback neighborhoods, billion-dollar projects. There's a whole zip codes being rewritten right now. Some of Tampa's biggest moves, they're not loud. They're unfolding quietly, reshaping the city one block at a time. Go ahead and walk near gasworks and you'll catch the sharp bite of fresh concrete mixed with old brick dust. 50 acres just squeezed between Ybor and the Channel, where the city's finally stitching itself back together. You got streetcar tracks curving through new homes and parks, tying neighborhoods into something whole again. This isn't surface level polish, it's city making. Over down Rome Avenue, empty lots are filling fast, not with cookie cutter builds, but homes made to last. Parks like Julian B. Lane and Curtis Hickson pulse with life. Afternoons filled with kids tearing up the field, neighbors gathering around food trucks, and concerts that turn sidewalks into full-on stages. I recently met with a few old timers, and it was just great listening to them swapping stories about how long it's been since this whole place just felt this alive. This city, it's waking up, and it's waking up block by block. Porches with chipped paint stand next to sharp edge townhomes. Sidewalks where none existed now guide your steps, and the quiet hum of new cafes blends into the neighborhood soundtracks. Somewhere in those streets, the city's heart is starting to beat louder. A little further north, near Carrollwood, the pace starts to slow. Homes with mid-century bones are transformed from those parquet wood floors to modernized touches, but still tell the stories of decades past. New parks filled with families have not only revived the neighborhood, but helped it climb back up to its seat as a top-tier neighborhood. Walking these blocks, you feel Tampa's past and future locked in conversation. The worn porches, they just remind you of where you came from, but the new energy humming just beneath the surface. Change doesn't announce itself with fireworks in Tampa, it sneaks in the scrape of a broom on concrete, in a nod from a neighborhood across the street, the local barista that already knows your order. If you want to know where Tampa's future really takes shape and why it will continue to thrive, look past the cranes and the glass towers. Look where the city breathes, where the grit and roots grow strong. Understand how all this ties together. Rails pulling the city closer, roads carving new streets through old places, and streets weaving neighborhoods into stories that last. That's the next chapter, and it's only getting started. Growth isn't just about shiny towers or hot new zip codes. It's about whether a city can hold up when the pressure hits. And Tampa is learning how to do exactly that right now. Yes, insurance rates rose, storms flooding, fraudulent roof claims, and a strained system have made that pretty crystal clear. But Tampa isn't standing still. It's adjusting the rules from the ground up. New homes across Hillsborough are being built storm tough. Hurricane-rated roofs, energy-efficient windows, and elevated foundations aren't extras anymore. They're becoming the new normal. And it doesn't stop at the doorstep. The Howard Franklin Bridge is being doubled in size with express lanes, a pedestrian path, and even rail readiness baked in. The West Shore Interchange is getting $1 billion rework to untangle Tampa's busiest hub. And how about that dreaded I-275, I-4 malfunction junction? It's finally being redesigned for real flow, hopefully by 2027. But infrastructure isn't just about traffic. Over at Julian B. Lane Park, green spaces double as flood protection. Drainage systems near the Hillsborough River now move water smarter, faster, and real-time river sensors mean first responders can act before things really start to spiral. Homeowners are stepping up too. I have even seen retrofit programs help families storm-proof their homes, and in some cases even ease insurance costs. So yeah, Tampa's growing, but it's doing it with its eyes open. The storms will come, but so will smarter systems, stronger homes, and better recovery. And I know that last little bit might make some of you kind of just take a double take, but you know what keeps people coming to Tampa? It's the soul. Tampa's lifestyle is evolving and its identity, let's just say it's starting to turn heads way beyond Florida. After all the cranes, the construction, and the climate proofing, you have to ask yourself, what's it all for? Well, it's simple. People aren't just moving to Tampa because it's affordable or it's convenient. They're coming because the city is finally becoming something of its own. The lifestyle here, it's leveled up, and not in some polished postcard perfect way, but in a way that feels real. You can paddleboard on the bay in the morning, hit a lightning game at night, and grab a Michelin recommended gem somewhere in between there. There's Gasparilla Pirate Madness in January, weekend markets galore in places like High Park in spring, and free concerts on the Riverwalk open to the public in the fall. Tampa's not trying to be Miami. It's not trying to be Austin. It's writing its own script. The city's now hosting global events, Super Bowls, WrestleMania, major tech and medical conferences, and pulling in international artists, investors, and chefs who see it as more than just a warm weather gig. Even the food scene has found its rhythm. Whether it's La Segunda's guava pastries in Ybor, elevated Latin barbecue in West Tampa, or the growing list of Michelin nods popping up in Soho, it's not just good food, it's identity on a plate. And then there's the everyday stuff, the things that make people stay here. Kids on scooters zipping through the Riverwalk, yoga mats rolled out at Armature Works, street murals spreading across Tampa Heights, local bands playing at your favorite neighborhood hole in the wall. It's messy, it's imperfect, but it's alive. This isn't just a city that people land in. It's one they start to call home because of the vibe, the rhythm, the soul. It sticks with you. And that's what makes Tampa next 10 years so exciting, because the skyline might change, the neighborhoods might shift, but the fabric that makes Tampa Tampa will always be. So here's your next move. It doesn't matter if you're moving across the country or across town. My team wants to help you find the best place to live for your lifestyle. Reach out to us. We want to be your local Tampa real estate team of choice. Our contact info is on the screen and down in the description. And while you're here, if you're still in that exploration mode, that's okay too. You will want to check out these playlists for deep dives into what neighborhoods and what's it actually like living here in Tampa, Florida. Thank you again for watching, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.